Now, I've seen some political U-turns in my time, but this one's special. Reform UK, that party that claims to be the voice of the working class. Well, did you know that they all voted against the Employment Rights Bill? And here's the kicker. Even a right-wing newspaper, now one that normally backs them to the hilt, has turned on them over it. And when even one of your own propaganda machines is shocked, you know you've messed up. And if you want to know which rag I'm talking about, you'll have to wait until the end to find out. So let's talk about this bill. The biggest step forward in employment rights in a generation. We're talking about banning zero-hour contracts, ending fire and rehire tactics, strengthening union rights, and giving proper protections to pregnant workers and parents. This is the kind of legislation that should be a no-brainer for anyone claiming to support the working class. And yet, when it came to the vote, Reform UK MPs, including 30p Lee Anderson, turned their backs on them. They sided with exploitative bosses over the people who voted for them. They betrayed the very communities they claimed to represent, and that's where their whole act falls apart. This article talked about places like Ashfield, Doncaster and Rather Valley. These are towns that are built on hard work, industry and solidarity. These ain't just places where people did have jobs. These are communities where unions fought for their dignity, for fair play and for safe working conditions. And Lee Anderson, a man raised in an NUM household, knows this better than anyone. And yet, when it came to time to stand up for the modern workers, nurses, carers, school support staff, he chose big business. He chose flexibility over security. And as the article said, zero-hour contracts are only flexible for the people writing the rotas, not the people desperately trying to piece together a living. The article said that Reform UK loves to pose as the voice of the real people. They claim to stand up for the grafters, the fed up, the ignored, but talk is cheap, isn't it? And when it came to taking real action, they stood with the boardrooms, not with the break rooms. Meanwhile, Labour backed this bill all the way, and for good reason. It's not just about decency, it's about economic stability. How are you meant to build a life when your boss can cut your hours at the last minute or replace you overnight with someone cheaper? This bill is about giving workers a fair shot, a day one right not to be unfairly sacked, protections against dodgy redundancies, stronger union rights, and even workplace protections for women going through the menopause. And yet, according to Reform UK, that's all too radical. Imagine thinking giving people job security is woke. So let's step back for a second. Reform UK loves to bang on about British values, but real British values ain't just about waving a flag and ranting about wokeness. They're about fairness, dignity and making sure hard work actually pays off. And in this article it talked about when Thatcher's government came swinging through the North and Midlands, and it was the unions that stood their ground. It was the working class communities that took the hit. And here we are 40 years later, you could say with Reform UK, they're doing desperately everything they can to try and finish the job. The irony is almost poetic. A party that claims to be anti-elite just threw the working class under the bus. And the analogy the article went with was, it's like being mugged by someone wearing a support your local hoodie, and voters will remember. I have my doubts on that, but we will see. It did go on to say that people ain't stupid, and again, I have my doubts, and we will see. But anyway, it goes on to say, they will see the difference between tough talk and real action. And you can rant about Brexit betrayal and cancel culture all you like, but when you refuse to back a bill that gives workers basic rights, then what exactly do you stand for? The article also praised Labour, saying, it's got this one right. What a shocker, eh? And they should shout about it from the rafters, because this isn't just doing the right thing morally, it's the kind of policy that actually wins elections. We will see, won't we? Now you all might be saying, all you refuck supporters, that this is all fake news, and where did you read this guff? The yoghurt-eating, knitting-wearing, snowflake Guardian, the Mirror, or another loony lefty rag, or even the Socialist Workers' Party mag? Well, it might shock you to know that it came from The Express. So much so Even I had to check the headline and where it came from at least 3 times. So surprised, eh? Well, let me know what you guys think down below. Were you surprised that Reform UK betrayed the working class? I'm not, but what do you guys think? Or are you still going to carry on voting against your best interest refuck supporters? But anyway, if you enjoy everything House of Commons Select Committee meetings or just anything political, please like and subscribe, and I shall bid you farewell and take care, my friends.